Your calendar is packed. Every night is booked. So why does it feel like you're working harder for less money? Because 91% of luxury hosts are bleeding revenue they don't even see.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the occupancy trap, the crazy reality of being 100% booked but still completely broke. So what if I told you that being fully booked is actually costing you money? Look, the industry has totally brainwashed hosts into believing a jam-packed calendar means you're winning. But honestly, if your premium short-term rental is completely sold out this month, there's a really good chance you're actually losing money. Optimizing for bookings instead of profit just means you're working twice as hard for half the income. You didn't buy a cash-flowing asset, you accidentally inherited a 24/7 graveyard shift. Let's look at the massive disconnect happening here. Platforms basically operate like high-frequency trading bots. They're these massive $84 billion entities, and their main goal is conversion velocity. They just want to turn a browser into a swiped credit card as fast as possible to grab their 15% fee. So they actively train you to chase occupancy metrics. But your goal? It should be maximizing your net operating income. When you panic and drop prices just to fill your calendar, sure, the platform gets its cut, but you're the one absorbing absolutely 100% of the operational risk. The top 10% of high-performing luxury operators know a secret that average hosts just don't get, and that secret is 60%. A strategically priced luxury property operating at just 60% occupancy can actually out-earn a property that's 95% booked. We're talking by $3,000 to $7,000 a month. Let's break down the undeniable math that most hosts literally never run. Take property A. It's booked solid for 28 nights at $400 a night, bringing in $11,200. Now look at property B. It's only booked for 18 nights, but it's $750 a night. That brings in $13,500. Property B generates over $2,000 more in gross income, and the owner gets to work 10 fewer nights. It's a total no-brainer. So what's actually happening during those extra 10 nights for property A? It isn't just a bit of extra laundry. It's the invisible costs eating your margins alive. You're looking at 10 extra turnovers, drastically higher wear and tear, and way more risk of damage. It accelerates what elite operators call the physical entropy layer. Sticky smart locks, heavily strained HVAC systems, or that clinical bleach smell that completely ruins a high-end guest experience. Which brings us to a pretty harsh reality. You are not in the real estate business. You are in the algorithm business. Now look, I totally get the psychological pull of a green calendar. Staring at empty dates makes DIY hosts panic. So they aggressively drop their prices to fill those gaps, mistakenly assuming that a busy house equals a profitable one. But slashing your prices triggers a total disaster. You're actively training the algorithm to view your luxury asset as a cheap commodity. You start attracting bargain hunters, and let's be real, they bring immense operational risk. And what happens if your property doesn't convert at the lightning speed the platform wants? You get pushed straight into the Shadowlands. That is the algorithmic penalty box where your listing gets shoved to page 10, and suddenly you're trapped in this endless race-to-the-bottom pricing spiral. Okay, so how do we escape this? It takes a massive paradigm shift towards strategic vacancy and elite asset governance. The absolute top tier of operators intentionally leave nights open to maintain their premium brand positioning. They don't just take whatever they can get. Instead, they use advanced API data to capture hyper-local micro-seasons. Like if there's a sudden 3-day biotech conference in town, they are spiking their rates aggressively and cashing in. Here is your exact exit strategy to transition from an exhausted volume operator into a boutique luxury provider. Step 1. Enforce strict rate floors. If the market won't meet your minimum, seriously, just let the house sit empty. Protect the asset. Step 2. Set 3 to 5 night minimums. This filters out the party crowd and slashes your turnover costs. And Step 3. Implement premium upsells. Let's look at those premium upsells, because this is where you drive massive revenue gains. High net worth guests are usually completely price insensitive, but they are incredibly sensitive to friction. By offering in-home concierge services, think private chefs, mobile pet spas, or guaranteed early check-in, you can add anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per booking. And the absolute best part? It adds zero extra wear and tear to your property. It is just pure high-margin revenue. Ultimately, it all boils down to this one core mindset shift.
Occupancy is vanity. Sure, it looks amazing on a calendar, but it straight up lies to your bank account. RevPAR, revenue per available rental, now that is sanity. The moment you stop chasing occupancy and start actually optimizing for RevPAR, everything changes. You get way better guests, you do significantly less work, and you generate a much higher net income.
I want to leave you with a direct challenge today. Ask yourself right now, are you running an elite asset? Or did you just buy a 24/7 job? Go calculate your current RevPAR today and compare it to the top 10% of your market. Because if you are still just chasing a fully booked calendar, you are quietly leaving 5 figures on the table every single year. So are you ready to stop babysitting your property and start actually governing your asset?